All right. Okay. Let me... Can I hear myself? All right, perfect. Can I hear myself? All right, perfect. All right, let's stop that loop. That's really quiet. And that's really loud. Ow. Okay. Maybe this is good? Maybe? Theoretically? Alright. Hello to the gamers. Music a bit loud. Okay, I had no idea. Let me turn it down. It has been a while since I've actually streamed, so it's gonna be as good as my streams usually are, which is not very. So tonight we've got Flannel, the channel I'm streaming on, up against TD, which I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember what the acronym stands for. So I'm just gonna keep saying different things until I remember what it is. And you can tell me what it is and I'll just ignore it. True damage, we're gonna start with that. Games are supposed to start at around 8 o'clock, but it's draft, so, you know, add another 10 minutes onto that. I am hoping the music doesn't get the VOD muted. I'm playing music from a video game, so theoretically, it's not gonna get flagged, but you never know. But while we're getting things going here, the most important thing to do is, of course, the Pokedoku. And probably eat dinner, which I do have. I was out today. My brother, without saying too much, just he had to be taken to the ER, so I've been kind of out today. Traded off with somebody else. So now I'm back home, just in time for League of Legends. I guess I should probably read patch notes now that I think about it. Full permission to perma shitpost? Absolutely, boss. You got it. I'm gonna get some patch note reading music. All right. Wall patch notes. Wait, is this is for tomorrow's patch? Ah, shit. Let's look at 25.10. It doesn't look like much changed. Stargazer Vex. Oh, Brawl? I've heard only bad things about this game mode. I've not played it myself, though. Alright, Cho'Gath is performing too well in mid. You never like to see that combination of words. That's how you know things are fucked. Alright. Okay. Seems reasonable. Oh, got an invite. My 6 HP! No! Zam! I know it's 6 across 18 levels. I'm aware of this. Oh, we had to kill Lulu? Okay. Support Fiddlesticks is becoming more popular than Jungle Fiddle. Nobody told me this was happening. Nobody informed me that I could go back to playing Support Fiddlesticks. Nobody tells me that League is cool again. That fucking guy had a 55% win rate. Are we talking Fiddle or Kane? Fiddle? That's insane. He deserves it. My king. Fiddlestick. Alright, buffing AD Senna. Okay. That's cool. Smudler. Uh-oh. Minor Smudler buffs? Vi has become a somewhat stale presence. I agree. Extremely boring champion. No disrespect, of course. Xin Zhao, he's ruined. He's unplayable. Yumi. Honestly, they should just, like, not even record the number. I think that they should just say, like the Smash Bros. Patch notes, just like, Xin Zhao, defense weaker, and that's all the information you get. I think that's the ideal for how patch notes should go, personally. Right, Yumi. Awesome. Blood Lecter's Curse? Uh-oh. These are some items I don't recognize. A lot of AP changes. Unsealed Spellbook. Oh! Okay. Becky, go easy on the OLG-ster roster. No. But thanks for asking. Look, I'm gonna be having to figure out what's going on the new season. Like, live. That's why I'm here, but it turns out that this is not the patch notes. These are not the patch notes I was looking for. Alright, let's click this one. This is what I'm looking for. Alright, Spirit Blossom Rift. Things to waste your money on. Lizzo Mukbangs inviting me to a custom. Wait, did I just get pranked? Did I get pranked on the internet? Unbelievable. Ah, I see. It was Quintic's fault we're late. This is why we always add 10 minutes to the start of draft games. We were here find the wrong lobby. Bro. Hi. Hello. Hello, Stu. Angrotus. Annie. Can I just see like the system changes? I don't care about the number. I'm sorry, Rengar? Okay. I don't care about any of this. Can I just see like the changes to the game mode? Is that illegal? Did I scroll past it? Okay, okay. I'll figure it out, whatever. Alright, we are our draft. Oh shit, draft is going. Hold up, where's my draft music? Tonight's music is from Monster Train 2, if you're wondering. Came out last week. I've been playing a bit of it, so. Let me fill out the screen here. Good enough. Alright, so trading bans in the first round here. Gwen, Xin and Caitlyn being taken away from TD. Tarek, Victor, and Jinx being taken away from Flannel. A lot of really good just kind of... That's Pokedoku. Hold on, I'm trying to find the music to turn it down a bit. Okay. Go Flannel. Yeah, I'm biased for Flannel, as I am streaming through the stream. Tristana will be the first pick for TD. I don't know what these rosters are. I haven't actually looked at that yet. I know that there have been some shuffles in the draft. There were a lot of people who went free agent over the summer. So, or I guess between splits. So I know like Lizzo's on this team now. We've got Melly G back in top lane, it looks like, for TD. Which is very interesting. Not too many changes for Flannel, though. It's keeping Saint of Aegis, and I think Can of Tin was also on Flannel last split. We've got Melee Vayne. So that'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. Xayah gonna be picked up for Melee Vayne in the bot lane. Not something I usually see Melee Vayne playing. It's certainly, obviously not one of his worst picks. I think that'd be a bit ridiculous to just say that it's a bad pick. When I think Melee Vayne, I don't really think of Xayah, though. You like to see in chat the phrase, fuck my Chungus life? This is great news. Okay, Zyra Khan will get locked in, so that's pretty interesting. That's exciting. So the Tristana is still a flex. I don't know if they've made any major changes to her mid lane so that it would prevent her from going into mid or being stuck in bot lane or vice versa. Surely we're not banning Gwen's in every game. Brother, tell me about it. Syndra is here. Syndra getting locked in for reputable 5 trick. That's gamers. Do we have delay on stream? Oh shit. Do I need delay? I'm spectating it. So there'll be like the 3-minute spectate delay. I'm not getting any draft info, so... Can anybody confirm? Do I need delay? I can put delay on. It's not a big deal. But I'm not, like, I'm not playing, so... I think, like, the 3-minute spectator delay will be good enough. Unless, like, Giggle's gonna come hunting me down in real life. Alright, so we've got the Kled. We're taking Kled away from, I think, Saint. The Pantheon as well. That is a 2-for-1 there. We were just talking about Fiddlesticks. Here he is, folks. This is going to be the support Fiddle. Never mind, I'm stupid, it won't matter. That's alright. I mean, there have been leagues where even if you're spectating, they want a delay on, so... to make it like an even 5 minutes, so it's not a bad question. Hovering the Shaco for moral support here. That is not a hover. That is a locked-in Shaco. Did Quintic allow this? Is this a prank? Are we clowning around? I mean, I'm down for some Fiddle clownery, but I don't necessarily know if I like the Fiddle here. Or not the Fiddle, the Shaco here. I don't know how it fits in with the rest of the team. Echo is another interesting one. What the hell is Flannel doing? Flannel has drafted a very complex strategy, I think. I'm gonna have to break it down, like, mentally. Meanwhile, TD are kind of just rounding out, like, good stuff turbo. Just picking good champions. And we will lock in the Nocturne. I think that's going to be going to Lacuna. So we're actually... Wait, is Metro on that team? Is this a team with Metro on it? No, it's Melly G. So we've got Melly G doing his Metro cosplay up on the top lane with the Wukong. Lacuna on the Nocturne. And I'm guessing it'll be Syndra in mid and then Tristana Fiddle bot lane. Although, I think Syndra might actually work okay with Fiddle support. In the mid lane, Nocturne Fiddle is a great combo, by the way. As an enjoyer of both of those champions, being able to play both of them in the same comp is really good, because Nocturne turns out the lights, and that turns on Fiddle's ability to get paranoias off. You are still limited by if they see you, like, close range, but it is a very dangerous combo, and it's something that TD have put in their pocket here. It's very exciting. I like both of these champs, so I'm happy to see them both represented. On the other side, we've got Flannel picking champions they like, I suppose. I'm trying to think, like, in my head, what I see this comp doing. Obviously, like, Xayah or Khan have a good ability to sort of just peel back. Volibear as well can do that, but also Volibear's kind of looking to engage. Echo is a bit of a flexible champion. He can split push, he can he can group, he can split, but he's a champion very reliant on flanks if they're going for some kind of fight. And Shaco is... Shaco is funny. And That's like the best thing I can say about Shaco. He's a goofy champion. He's a funny, silly guy. Shaco kind of just does his own thing, so we'll see. If I'm looking at, like, cohesive compositions, I do think that, like, TD have a very cohesive composition. They pick good champions with good buttons and decent synergy. But, you know, Flannel may have something in their pocket that I am not aware of. So, perhaps Reginald Dwight is a Shaco enjoyer. Me revealing that I've not looked at any stats. Again, I've been at the hospital all day, so I've not done any player research prior to this game. So, OMG hi, hello. So let's go to what's really important, and that is, of course, today's Pokedoku. Let me switch music. Nostalgic Pokemon music for when you're still doing your homework. Yeah, sure. I'm on summer vacation, though. Alright, rock flying. A lot of options here. I think a lot of people are going to forget about Minior. We got to pick a Minior color nobody's going for. Let's go Minior green. Right, that's pretty decent, I think. Electric flying. I mean, Zapdos is the obvious one. I feel like Watrel, a lot of people might not remember. I'm trying to think if Thundurus Therian is electric flying. I don't think it is. I'm just gonna go Watrel. Okay. Could be better. Flying legendary. We're gonna go Celesteela. That is not apparently a flying type. Or is it not a legendary? It has to be a legendary. Is Celesteela, is it just like steel? I thought it was weak to electric. Oh no. We'll get back to that. We're gonna go Bergmite's evolution. It warns you that Ultra Beasts are not classified as legendary. Oh, I didn't fucking read. Shit. I'm gonna cry. Alright, let's just go with Tornadoes. Alright, we're gonna go Avalugg Hisui. I can't think of any other ice rock types. Ice electric. I feel like that's just the fucking Arcto Zolt. I can't think of. Oh, there's the Rotom Fridge is electric. But that's like, I think that's only two. Alright, Ice Legendary. A lot of options here. Trying to go obscure. Let's just go with Regice. My guy. Alright. Alola Rock. Let's go. I can't go Minior. Actually, let's pick a different Minior. Let's go Minior Orange. Alola Electric. Togedemaru. My boy. Yeah, just let me keep playing, bro. And Alola Legendary no longer includes Ultra Beasts. Yeah. Laugh it up. So what? This is just like, this is like just the Tapus, I think. Let's go Tapu Bulu. Alright. Zygarde complete, apparently. Mini or blue for both of these. Yeah, okay. Thunderous Incarnate was Electric Flying. Okay, that's interesting. Kyurem Black. Alright. Alright, game is starting soon, supposedly. I'm on a black screen. Oh no. Let me in. Let me in. Let's try again. Okay, now we're getting in. I have already set up the names in the right spot. I was prepared today. You're missing out on the new overlay change. Oh, I don't think I am. I've tried using the new overlay. It's pretty fucking bad. I don't think I'm missing out on much. All right. There might be some Primo React content, as I am going to be eating dinner. But I'll still try and at least cast the important stuff. You want to know what I'm eating? It's chicken étouffée. It's very good. It's okay, I like watching you eat. I am no longer eating on camera. That's not true. I'm very hungry, so I'm gonna eat regardless. Alright. Oh. Can I... Sorry, I gotta move myself. Alright, now we're fine. Now I shouldn't be blocking anything. I just realized I didn't change the score at all, so... So this is currently 0-0. So pretty standard early game. I think the one thing you're going to need to be watching for is what Shaco is going to be doing. Because he's a fucking weirdo. Going for a little bit of an early jump here from the Fiddle. Using the bush there. Game is louder than you. Never mind, that was my client. I'll make the game louder. It's actually very quiet in game. I have my game at like 12% volume at all times. It's been at 12% volume my entire life. Question mark ping's going on the Shaco. So they've got some idea of roughly where he is. It's a good tracking from TD here. You really want to be aware of the Shaco. Because an unawareness is Shaco's biggest buff. if a team is not aware of what he's doing, that's the way he can succeed the most. I'll turn up the in-game sound a little bit, though. Just because I'm not saying much right now. Shaco's here looking for something. He will deceive in. Box goes down. Slows goes down. The good catch from Lizzo there. A little bit slow in the box, I think. But the range on that is really short, so it's pretty tough to get the out of deceive, knife into box, into fear off. No flashes are blown from either mid lane. Ends up being a relatively even trade, although Lizzo is a bit up in XP. We'll see if that makes a difference. Lizzo is down in mana, though. That's going to force a recall here. While Can of Tin's actually feeling pretty alright, resource-wise. Super healthy, got a good mana bar on them. They must have got... Yeah, they did reset at some point. So they found a pocket to reset, and they were able to go back and get a Dark Seal. That's allowed them to sort of tempo pretty nicely here in the early game over Lizzo in the mid lane. In the top lane, Saint also ended up finding... Both of our top laners did get a reset at some point. No aggression on either side. We do have boots, too, from the Volibear. Overall, relatively even. I think the biggest thing to be looking for is Nocturne is pretty close to 5 to 6. I think, yeah. Has to wait for the next round of camps to come up before he can hit 6, unless he sits in a wave for a little bit. Reginald gonna go for a little bit of a trade here. Just gonna, I guess, force the enemy bot to move up, which will give a little bit of the lane back to Melee Vayne, who I think has been laning the worst so far of the Flannel operatives. Me looking around for the tissue box that I know is not here. Lizzo gonna get Ignite. They're not gonna feel any more pain on that. And with Shaco revealed in the mid lane, they will go ahead and start this Drake. It's 3 there. Lizzo will not be able to get in. It's going to be a little bit tough to keep this up. Lacuna very low. Not quite in smite range yet. Knockup's going to come down. It's going to get spell shield. A good stun from Lizzo. We're going to have to pop the parallel convergence on the Echo. Drake's going to be continued. Shaco going to try and finish this one out. Lacuna going to have to try and close the gap. We're looking for 450 right here, and it's going to be stolen, secured by Lacuna. A great secure from the Nocturne of Total Drama this game. As, yeah. Flannel did a good job forcing them back, keeping them off, but they just didn't have the ability to keep the Nocturne away. There wasn't the damage there. They were really low on resources, especially for the Echo, who was completely drained of mana there. And Shaco was just too low on HP without ulti, wasn't able to really apply that zoning pressure, which allowed for Lacuna to just walk back in and go for that flip. Obviously, it is a flip, so it's not like that was a super intergalactically smart play. It's a matter of good timing. But if you are Flannel, you want to hopefully have kept that player out of the pit, which they were not able to. So Drake does end up being secured by the team that started it, with Lacuna picking that up. Still a 0-0 start here, which for a team with Shaco versus Nocturne in the jungle is what we call interesting. Interesting for sure. I'm going to get up for a moment. I will be back in a second. Alright. Had to go to tissue. Is that season? You know, I'm really sniffly. Even though I don't go outside much. Alright, so looks like the first round of Grubbins will be going over to the side of Flannel here. First round, only round? Did they change it so there's only one round of Grubbins now? I read only one round. That's fucked up. That's messed up. I love the Grubs. They were my favorite neutral camp. Saint of Aegis taking a pretty big punishment here. Lizzo is around. Flash likely going to have to be blown. Nocturne ulti is going to be fired. Going to prevent Saint from... Oh, great timing there from Saint. Holding off as long as humanly possible to waiting for Lacuna to pull the trigger on that Paranoia and just flashing once it connects. Very smart from Saint of Aegis. Did have to burn did have to burn the flash there, but Lee is going to trade that for the Paranoia, which is pretty obviously not advantageous if you are the Nocturne here. So mostly kind of just a game of inches right now. Both teams relatively even. A minor lead up in top for Melly G, a minor lead in jungle for Lacuna, but on the other side you have minor leads across the other couple of roles, so... Still a very slow game to start off the season. What is this, like, methodical gameplay? I thought this was draft. Why haven't we, like, thrown ourselves at the enemy and died? You should have seen Saint last split. I saw a bit of Saint last split. Alright. Enjoying a little food break. Cyclone gonna come out. Saint probably very dead. We did have the big ulti gonna come out. The sky will be broken, but will not save him. Or the storm will be brought. And nobody's listening. So Melly G picking up a big one there. First blood at 12 minutes. I will say, if you're kind of looking at the CS here, Shaco is falling further and further behind. And this is kind of one of the big weaknesses with Shaco. We're seeing an AP Shaco here, which does have... is very dead. AP Shaco has more pressure and presence without snowballing. AD Shaco requires a pretty heavy early snowball, which obviously they didn't find. So, speccing more into that AP Shaco, looking to just utilize the boxes to control zones and objectives. It makes sense, especially based on how Flannel seems to be wanting to play. But the big thing about Shaco is that he's not a champion, like, at all. But particularly past, like, 15 minutes, regardless of your build on Shaco, if you are not accelerated, it's really hard to find use for this guy. Because your CC is unreliable, and your bag of tricks becomes a whole lot less threatening when you don't have the items and damage to back it up. So You know, we'll see if it makes a difference. Lacuna will be popping the Paranoia, but they're going to see that there. A little bit telegraphed from Lacuna, just waiting around, not really giving that much mystery, as Reginald will try and kill Lizzo here. The real Shaco was not stunned. It was the clone. We're going to see the clone going to go ahead and die here. Will get the fear. Will it be enough? Oh, not enough box ticks. A decent hustle there from Reginald, but not quite enough. His Melee Van's going to go crazy in the bot side here, following up a good lockdown from Sunset Diner, and that will be a secure onto Humble. First kill for the side of Flannel going over to Melee Van, champion of Season 1. Season 1 champion Melee Van. Huge value on the Melee Van pick, as another one right here. Feathers will fly, but it's going to land into nobody, as that was Coco flashing. Another food break. I'm almost done with my plate here, so. Straight sleeper support in this league. A little bit. Not a whole lot happening this game in general. Okay, Harold's gonna get started up. Not secured, though. Okay, it looks like in the bot side, we're just going to see a 1v1 between the two AD carries, while the rest of the teams are kind of aggressing here in the jungle. Canifton will secure the mid lane, so converting a lot of that pressure off of the Echo pick into a sizable, into getting that first tower for the side of Flannel, yeah. Reginald, gonna be forced out, is fairly low already. Does have the Leandres, so we will have that bit of pressure for the boxes, but the clone as well will have that. But all of these little chunks make it so much harder for Shaco to do what he wants to do. Utilizing the clone to clear out the control wards, really smart utilization of the ability. Once the clone is down, though, that is a lot of the ability to siege an objective point taken away from Flannel. This is a team that really wants to be on the point first. If they aren't able to to get onto the point first, set up boxes, set up that choke point, they aren't going to be able to get a whole lot done, because they're going to be playing into Fiddle, who can jump on them. They're playing into Syndra, who has a lot of great tools to play around choke points and other areas like that. So makes sense that Flannel will have to bail on that once the clone is down, as Saint will be perhaps not at 0-4, but maybe looking to go 0-2 right now, as Melly G, Metro G, is going to be picking up another kill up here, waiting for the crushing blow. That'll be a slam down. Okay, good chomp, but secured by Lacuna. Feats of Warfare. That text was huge, by the way. Bit sad that we couldn't reinforce Tin's push. Yeah. I think that's kind of where the big power for Flannel is right now, is that Tin is doing well in the mid lane, controlling that center of the map, but the team's sort of not really figuring out what they can do with that extra power, as Tin's going to get chunked out a little bit here. Lacuna's going to look for something. Flannel, yes. So, securing a Drake there. That'll be the first Cloud is going to go over to Flannel. Stopping a little bit of the soul stacking there. Will slow down the side of TD just a little bit. What I would like to see, obviously, is like either team to do something. We've really not seen a whole lot from Shaco and Nocturne, and I think that's kind of what's really caused this game to feel as slow as it is these are two champions that should be doing more things, but they've not really found great opportunities. But I feel like the Nocturne in particular, Lacuna's had some opportunities to look for things, especially in topside, and maybe less on the melee vein because of the Featherstorm, but, you know, I feel like there's more that could be done. It is pretty dangerous. The Thornbound Otacon has spawned bot. This is, I assume, great news. I did just read patch notes, but I didn't actually read what Thornbound Otacon does, so I guess I'll figure that out this game. Saint will die. 0-3 right now on Saint. Last time I was watching a top laner this outclassed in draft, I was watching Null 5, you know what I'm saying? Hello? Anyone? Is that too mean? So the Otacon will be picked up here. That is very easily picked up. The Thorn-bound Otacon going over to the side of TD. And now, although they have a 2.5k gold lead, obviously is a lot higher because they have the neutral objective in their pocket. They've got the feet secured. They've put themselves into a really good position to start getting into the later stages of the game. And they have better scaling tools. They do have the Syndra, who does get stronger as the game goes on, although she's a little bit stronger in the mid-game. And we do have the Tristana, who does have the hyper carry potential when you consider her passive. So right now it's looking a little rough for Flannel, as, okay, the bomb will not go. The counterplay, never mind, the bomb goes. That's tragic. As Sunset Diner will go down there. Closed for business, at least for the next 23 seconds. And yeah, just trying to hold out on the siege. At the very least, AP Shaco is decent at doing that. Gonna pop the parallel convergence here, but it looks like Melly G should be in a good spot here. Will dodge out of the stun. Just good positioning there from Melly. And actually, Tin will survive. Melly not going to be able to secure that one. That is fantastic for the side of Flannel. Although it's a small victory here. Lacuna going to hop into the Herald. We're going to go for a drive, as that is going to be Dwight taken down here first. Sunset Diner gonna jump in to try and stop this Herald, but will not be able to do so. It will go down eventually, but that is gonna be another another kill picked up by the side of TD, and it really just feels like Flannel do not have any options this game. Again, like, there's gotta be a reason we're picking Shaco in the year of our Lord, 2025. Let me go to OPGG on my phone here. You gotta see if this guy is The reason we have a the reason is we have a sub jungler Shaco main. That's one of the worst things you could have said to me. Stu booked the shift because he forgot when the league starts. That motherfucker, I knew it was him. I knew it was him. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, I didn't play my game, so you know you can't have me come in. I've not even played TFT. I've been playing the Bazaar. Week 1 is assessment week. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, week 1 never matters anyways. If they play like this in week 4, yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I mean, now knowing that Reginald Dwight here is a sub player, it makes a bit more sense that it really kind of just feels like nobody's doing anything. There's kind of a distinct lack of, like, a confidence or a killer instinct or anything. "25 minutes, Baron Nashor has spawned. How much I gotta pay to be co-owner or what?" 4 bananas. Alright, good deal, good deal. Maybe a bit risky, though. Maybe we can, like, we can haggle this down. Like, three bananas and a Coke Zero, I think. Or like a Dr. Pepper. Ah, we're in. Alright, we've got an exchange in chat. As Saint has gone 0-4, we did it. Alright, Tin gonna try and fight this one back out against the Nocturne, but Nocturne is not really afraid. Tin not really having the damage in pocket, but will, okay, Flash is traded. That's gonna go down the projectile. Sunset Diner. We'll try and pick that one up. The clone is a very obvious clone. They're not gonna fall for that trick. Melee Vayne actually had hands there. It's, yeah, this game's fallen apart completely. I don't really know what to say. Like, there is a good business deal going on in the chat though. We're figuring this one out. Hold on. Let me just do some time saving. I'll do some time saving measures here. All right. Is this disrespectful? It's really clear from this game what niche we need from Stu. Yeah, not Shaco. Sunset Diner just got caught. I will say, it's hard to really evaluate this game. And tell me, look at my top laner and tell me Stu gets invade support. What do you mean? He's doing great. This is what we call an improvement, all right? Alright, the game isn't over yet, so I'll go ahead and I'll make it 0-0. Even though I'm not sure how Flannel win. I'm really not sure how Flannel win. Yeah, 0-4 for 4 Kindred marks. That's definitely worth. I used to play Kindred. That's super worth. That's actually, Yeah, every mark is more value than a kill for Kindred, if you think about it. But they do have, like, diminishing returns. Like, obviously, the hitting that 4 mark point is, like, the big one, because then you become, like, a champion. And then hitting 8 marks, if you can do that, you are... You're loving life. You're having a great game. Anything after that, though, is just, like, you know, is icing on the cake. Well, we are now at 10k gold down on the side of Flannel. Some would call this a bad spot. Well, let me check. I have Discord messages, but I can't actually read them. And I can't read them because on my phone because I'm not fucking connected to the Wi-Fi here. Can you guys fight more? This is boring. Says Humble mid-game. I guess the game's over. I forgot that I have the Flannel tag, so whenever Flannel gets pinged, I get pinged. I'm like, why am I getting pinged? It's because I gave myself the Flannel tag. Alright, folks. Folks! Yeah, I don't know what to say about this one. I've seen worse games. Thoughts on game 1? My dinner was great. That's my thought. I was eating dinner while fucking nothing was happening. It was delicious. Shaco is a dog-ass champion. You gotta do what you gotta do in today's society, but what we gotta do is gotta not be that, I think. But both teams are going to go back to the drawing board. I hope I played below your standards. You did a great cosplay of Metro Dragneel. I thought that was, you know, sending it up one for the homie. I think I respect it tremendously. When does Metro go 0 deaths? Great point. The answer is he doesn't. Alright, we're in on the next game. I don't know what side we're selecting here. We'll get the draft going eventually, though. Well, let me get some music. If I sit in silence for too long, I start thinking about the things in the world, and I start to hear the voices. And I don't like that, really. Ooh, relaxing video game music in a cozy room, Nintendo 64. This is a good mix. Oh wait, this gets super claim. Never mind. I forgot that Dire Dogs gets like turbo claimed. Let's just keep listening to the Monster Train soundtrack. Jordan Chin, please don't kill me in real life. Love your music. Alright. While I wait for... Alright, we've got Spectate. This is the Spectate link from last game. I've been pranked. Alright. View game 1. What the heck? What? Wait, is this league fearless now? Do I gotta move myself? Let's just close out of that. Alright, well, while we wait for teams to get into the right spots, I guess I could go to studio mode and set up my other monitor. Ooh. 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 I guess while we're waiting, I'll give them a prod R as if they're gonna respect me. Alright, well, we don't have to do anything while we're waiting. We'll do something between games, though. So, we're gonna see probably some pretty similar bans. I would imagine Gwen's and Zhao both getting taken out here by Flannel. And then who knows? Who knows, really, what we're gonna see for TD this game. Looking like we're sticking with similar bands. Misfortune gonna get taken out, and that's gonna be the Caitlyn, yeah. Pretty much identical bands. Great news, everyone. Coco just finished their burrito. So, I think, you know, this really bodes well for whatever fucking team this player's on. They're on TD. They're on TD. All right, the Jinx lock-in, denying that from... Oh, you're telling me... Of all there are what, 25 million people still playing League of Legends, and you found a fucking Shaco Nunu player for your sub? Yeah, the music just got sad here because this is where I'm now like, wrangling with the realization that I'm gonna be in here for another 25 minutes watching Nunu. Okay, what if I? All right, what if I just play the Bazaar this next game? All right, let's switch music. You're telling me, Quintic, you couldn't find like another person? I feel like even putting a beginner bot into the jungle would be better than Nunu and William. OMG, it's Beckyrita. It sure is, Kevbo. How you doing? I'm on break, so not teaching for a few months. I gotta do something to give my life meaning. Otherwise, I've literally just been like sleeping all day, which is not good for your health, as it turns out. Alright, so I will say I do like the Ashe and Xerath. I think that's a very good combo. They work well together. I'm just going to pretend Nunu and William is not here. I don't see it. It's a real champion and not Nunu and William. On the other side for TD, we've got Lilia, Mel, and Jinx. Three, again, just kind of good champions with good buttons being brought out here. TD banning away the Kled. They're very afraid of Saint getting the ultimate Kled champion, I suppose. Or maybe Tin is the Kled player. Somebody on Flannel is a Kled player, and that's horrifying news. We've got Ambessa and Karma getting banned away for Flannel. The Braum getting taken out. That is a great ban. Taking that away from the Ashe opens up a lot of opportunities. With the savage takes tonight. I don't think I'm that savage. I would say I tell it like it is, but that's not even true. I'm trying to be as nice as possible here to Nunu and William. Alright, Nami gonna get locked in for the support with the Ashe. Whoa. I'm gonna reserve judgment. Let's see what let's see what else TD have. We're cranking. All right. It's not good news. This is bad news for Flannel. This is horrendous news for the side of Flannel. We are cranking it. Our final pick here. I mean, they could pick whatever. If it's not jungle. It's gonna be top lane. They're gonna be blinding top. So we'll see what Melee wants to do here. The Gnar I think is fine. Gnar's a relatively safe blind. If Melee was a real gamer, he'd play GP. I think personally, a GP blind is probably a great idea. Smiley face. See an enchanter lock in the crank. You gotta, right? What's Nami gonna do? Okay, alright. Well, we did find a good tank to kind of round out our comp. It's not like... Malphite actually does pair pretty well into the Gnar, because Malphite does have the ability to go for those kills on the Mininar once he gets ulti, so that I think is good. They also really needed like a hyper tank, like the Mundo or the Ornn, or in this case, the Malphite. So I think the Malphite here is a good pick to round out the comp. My main concern is that it is Malphite into not that. I mean, a lot of AD. Make no mistake, Jinx and Gnar are a significant amount of damage, but Lilia is, I think, going to be what's hitting the Malphite the most in these situations. So oh yeah, I guess that would be probably a good reason to think about Mundo, is that Mundo is good at eating those single target pick tools, whereas Malphite is a little bit more fragile in that regard. He doesn't really want to be in the middle of the enemy team, on that, not on his own accord at least. This is a better comp from Flannel. Like, say what I can say whatever I want about Nunu and William. I'm just pretending they're not here. If I don't look at Nunu and William, and in my mind this is like Maokai or something, this is a great comp. Obviously, I'm not a huge fan of the Nami blind into the Crank. I think that's a little bit dangerous, but is not unwinnable. I think Flannel at least like have a strategy. Like there's something coherent built, which I did not see last game. Again, TD kind of just playing off the responses here. They have good champions with good buttons. Looking just win off of fundamentals more than anything else. I mean, it's a good team. We'll see how it performs. There are, I think TD's biggest weakness is that their pick tools, relying a lot on Crank, means that if Crank whiffs, then the fights are being started on Flannel's terms, which aren't great. But at the same time, there are a lot of really immobile targets on the side of Flannel that are easy pickings for Crank if the Crank is performing well. So, we'll see. Alright, we are in pick phase. So, I'm gonna be right back real quick, and I'll keep the music running. But when I'm back, we'll be here for either game 2, or I'll pull up Laldl, and I'll do that real quick. Alright, just real quick. Just real quick. Where's the fucking Twitch chat? Here it is. I'm just in case the game gets boring, you know, I have a backup plan. Let's do right mouse poison. Not great to start with. I'll take free mid. Nugget generator, that's okay. Start off with pyro. If I get a lighter, that's good. We got Soraka locked in on Legends. We've got Nunu and William. You can't see him yet. Because I have the Bazaar up. Yeah, we had Shaco last game. It didn't do very well. We've got Nunu and William this game.
Disgusting creatures.
Okay. I'll take that. It's alright.
Discounts for peace.
It didn't win because it's Shaco? Yeah, a big surprise, right? Who could have seen this one coming? Alright, getting a catalyzer is good. Alright, give me like a good reagent. Could be worse. I think my day one is pretty ass, all things considered. I'm gonna do this just so we can get that. Like, this is probably the best board I have for day one. Nunu could be entertaining. I'm hoping so.
Will you get me any closer?
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of
All right, what's the Vanessa day one looking like? It's not unbeatable. This is some good ass shit posting. No, don't worry. The league game is happening. If it's not good, we'll just play the Bazaar instead. That's the thing. If we end up down 10,000 gold at 20 minutes, I have the Bazaar already open. We won't even have to wait for it. Okay, hold on. There's some cheese happening. Will Saint get cheesed? The answer, yes. Anyways, let's keep playing the Bazaar. Like, you don't have to see the game. We're playing. Look, we got a Philostone early. That's good. That's good for the early mid game. I must go back to my Titan series. Yeah, I agree. All right. All right. I'll finish that game later. Look, I can't help that I haven't been playing League, I haven't been playing TFT. My life in competitive gaming has only been the Bazaar, despite how dog shit a lot of the game is. I'm a legend tier player. I'm top 4,000 in the Bazaar for the season at least. which is not very impressive, all things considered. Becky, you're kind of quiet. I might be. I look okay on my end, but I can turn myself up a bit. Okay, we've got it. Is Coco batting 1,000 right now? I don't think a single one of these hooks is missed. Quincy, you give me you call it. We could just pull the Bazaar up again. Or Monster Train. The Vanguard that he's clearly hacking. Blitzcranks never land that many skill shots. Mods! Mods, make it so this guy's hot coffee is lukewarm in the morning. Mods, put this guy in vowel-only mode. He can only type in vowels for the next hour. So, I guess taking a look at the game state right now, aside from the disaster that's happening in bot lane, taxes bits until his family starves. Oh no. Alright, Reginald Dwight. Looking for something, is not able to get it though. Wait. Can Mel reflect the snowball? Like, I'm guessing she can reflect it if he turns it into a projectile, but if he's rolling it at you, is that still counted as a projectile she can reflect, or? She can if he releases it. Okay. That's what I thought. That's what made sense to me. Okay. I guess that makes sense. That gives, I would say that gives more value to the Nunu and William pick, but I mean, we're getting back out onto the game anyways. You know, if the side of TD were like asleep, then we get them there. If they like disconnected, they got switched to WASD mode and they weren't told. All right, Melee Vayne in a little bit of trouble. We'll have to flash there. Back in topside, Saint doing a little bit of damage into Melee G. What was that? That's a fucking great question. Not the Bazaar, that's what I'm saying. His best. That truly was. Oh, there was a pause earlier. If you don't believe me, we can take a look at the chat log here. You used too many pauses. Quintic pause. For some reason, I think we blame Boat Chicken. I think I'm okay with that. Am I just, like, frozen? I'm gonna give it, like, 5 more seconds. And then I'm gonna, like, restart this. I think we blame Jules. I'm okay with that, too. I thought this was actually, like, Stu's fault, though. Where'd my game go? Uh-oh. Well, let me try and fix this. I've lost access to the game. My bad, y'all. Let me try relogging. Your login credentials do not match. In what world is that the case? Drink verification can to continue? In this economy? Your client's frozen at the same timestamp? Uh-oh. Spectate might just be busted then. I'm gonna try and get back in. Well, while we're getting this fixed, let's get some appropriate music going for the situation we're in. Lizzo's stream still running? Well, yeah, I think it's like a spectate thing. Okay, I'm gonna try and get back in. Hello? Right? Okay, we're getting back in. We're getting back in. Alright, we're back in the mix. Oh, God. What did we miss? What the hell happened? So, in the time that we were DC'd, many people died, but Saint got a kill. So, I'm gonna mull that one around on your thoughts for a little bit. Oh, watch out! It's William! What the fuck happened? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know if we could go back and see it. I'll try. Yeah, this is as far back as I can go. I don't know. Maybe this was like somebody intentionally hit that to prevent us from seeing the disaster. No. 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 No! Alright, we'll wait. We'll wait. I'm holding the bazaar back up. I think relogging is working. Okay, we'll try that. We'll try that. I'll relog again. This is definitely on Jules. I don't really want to take a JJ shop just because I don't know what he's going to give me. Alright. Well, we don't need to fight the warrior, so I'm going to fight the mosquito.
Disgusting creatures.
That's a good find. If I get more slow items, that could be really good. Do I want to smoke any mids? Not particularly, but I will take a freebie. That's alright. It's an alright freebie.
Come with no weapons, leave with big bargains.
Alright, let's try relogging. It got worse. Well, don't spoil it for me. If they have me put in a fucking... Oh my god. Please drink verification can to continue. I forgot to click the button. How could it have possibly gotten worse? We were already in a pretty bad spot. Alright, well. Yeah, I'll take this. This gets me another catalyst to work with. That's interesting. I'm not a big fan of it, though. Okay. Take this. I think I just take the mirror again. So I could take like 4 regen. I'm getting 1 regen from this. But I think I'll do this instead. A little bit more regen and still get the 2 hits of poison. I think that'll be better in the short term. Let me try and get back in.
May I dissect you for study?
Daytool Dooley is pretty scary sometimes. Like, if he found stuff for his core, which he doesn't have, he shouldn't have core anymore. That's not how this game works anymore. It's pretty scary, though. I've got a decent amount of poison, but I think his burn's just going to be a bit too fast. No, we're fine. We're fine. Ah! What happened? What happened? Hold on. I'll move this over. Can I make this, like, just really small? This is as small as I can make it. Well, I'll close out of this. I'm getting the belt. I think, you know, it might be necessary. Alright, got a good item. Alright, let's focus in. Let's focus in. We're at 17 minutes. We're 16. We're 5 and 16. We're not 10k gold down. Alright? We're not 10k gold down. So that's what we call a winning game state. So if this is an assessment week, what are we assessing? What assessment is being made? Good Ash Arrow. Let's go, Boyd. Oh man, we really had to pick Munu and William. Game 1 had promise and showed how we can build a foundation. Game 2 gave me terminal diseases. Oh, we almost got humble though. We almost got humble. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's just what Blitzcrank does, I suppose. If you aren't prepared for him, he can be a real asshole. Wait, hold up. We found something. Hold. Ah, put it down. Put it down. You don't need to hold anymore. Put it down, man. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. It's just, This is interesting. I would like another one of these. Do I want to take that? Let's see what we can get out of this. Fiery Venom's interesting. Put that away. Okay. No, I clicked concede! Oh, my rank ticket! I'm mad. This is your fault. This is your fault somehow. I guess I deserve this. I guess I deserve that. This is Tin's fault. I don't know whose fault it is. It's gotta be somebody's. And I refuse to take responsibility for it. I'm no longer in the top 4,000 bizarre players this season because of that. I mean, I wasn't before, but, you know, now I'm really not there. You know what? I will accept that it's Ronald Reagan's fault. As an American, I'm allowed to say that. But don't worry. As a Canadian, you'll be an American soon. Alright, we are now over 10k gold down. No, you. Hold up. Lizzo's dead. We did it. Wait. Okay. Tin is trying to perform a modern miracle this game. I don't think it will be enough. Okay, Meliodas Gaming will drop. I mean, hold up. Have we perhaps written them off too soon? Is this the 10K gold deficit comfort zone that we've now achieved? We're gonna recover 4K gold and lose? Yeah, probably. So, I guess kind of, now that the game's slowed down a little bit here, obviously things are really bad. We've killed no towers, we've obtained no objectives, but we have 10 kills, so if TD keep, like, throwing themselves at us, kind of willy-nilly, then perhaps we have a chance. We have a chance to at least get 4K gold back and then lose the game with a bit more integrity. Can we rematch Wild Rift? Those, I do like those odds. Can we rematch in Brawl? Does anybody care about that game mode? Oh, Wild Rift has Nyla Jungle. Wild Rift is like a fake game. It's what League of Legends would be if it was epic. Like when I played at Wild Rift back near release, I played a lot of Galio jungle, which was a ton of fucking fun. All right, we're going to attempt to steal. All right, we did steal, which I guess is what Nunu and William is supposed to do. But we are dying horribly. But Baroned up minions with Xerath could be enough to stop a siege. At least in one lane. If we know how to split push, this game is probably toast. But, you know, theoretically. And never mind, Xerath has died. Xerath has passed. There's no longer any hope. Hope is fleeting, everyone. Hold up, Nunu and William going in. Saint with no ulti is there. This is so over, man. Holy shit. Oh, jeez Louise. We, hold up. We got one. Melee Vayne was able to take Humble down to the elite scoreline, which you think would be a defeat, but it's actually a victory for millennials everywhere. Ah! GG's at Flannel Esports. Was it though? Was it though? Was it though? GG, well played. Thank you. That was a good hustle. A good hustle, everyone. We We did our best. Let's just take a look at this here. So, what's things we've learned? It's just Subway Surfers us, and it was the right decision. I don't think the Bazaar is a Subway Surfers game. But it kind of is, I suppose. It is a game that kind of just plays itself. So what have we learned from this game? We need to have our real jungler here. That's step 1. Step 2, if we don't have our real jungler, we need to look for, like, a human being. No disrespect to Reginald Dwight. And step 3, if we cannot find somebody who plays, like, real junglers, we don't put them on Shaco. The Nunu and William was at least, like, a little bit more inspired than the Shaco, but, you know, what can you do? What can you do? So, that's it. That's it for tonight, I suppose. Where is... Here, let's just... Alright, yeah, so that's... Let's go. Alright, that's gonna be it for tonight's broadcast of Flannel Esports, playing in the... I almost called it the old name. Legends. Playing in Legends. That's tonight's series. We learned a lot. We explored a lot. We learned about ourselves primarily. We went on an adventure. And we now just have discovered something. Something good, presumably. Thank you, Quintic, for letting me use your channel to ignore the game entirely and eat dinner. It's a great time. I love League of Legends. And I don't know if I'm streaming again. But if I do stream on my own, it'll be not on the Flannel channel. I may help out Flannel though later in the split though. We'll see. My summer is free, so I've got more time than I know what to do with. Udyr, Maokai, have a great evening, and I'll see you all eventually. Sooner than it has been, because again, I'm free this summer, so I'll be looking to find things to do. Have a good night.